Blessings, blessings, and grand risings. Let's make sure we have a Bluetooth on. Blessings. We're a little bit early, 4 minutes early. If you don't know who I am, my name is Miss Grace. And I'm here 3 days a week where we talk about a lot of stuff politics, drama, and yeah, from a righteous perspective. Good morning, good morning. Today we have amazing, amazing news. So we're going to be doing a weekly roundup today. So we're going to call it the Grace Levi Report. So let's get in here, get in here, get in here, God. I got a smile on my face. I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you guys. You know why? Y'all did it. We made it through the week without riding, without, busting the blood vessel like they wanted you to do, the people, for the SNAP benefits. And today we are proud to allegedly announce that Trump is forced to release the SNAP benefits today. Okay, and I say allegedly because y'all already know what Trump do. You already know. He doesn't follow the rules. So let's listen to this. Let's get started this morning as people start to roll in here. We have a great broadcast today. We got good news, good news. A few things we want to talk about.
Now
Trump is
ordering the
under the
administration
fire
to pay out all SNAP benefits, what used to be called food stamps. So you're going to
today.
pay out all those benefits for the month of November by tomorrow. Not just the partial distribution the Trump administration already said they would do, with a lot of people right now still in the dark on when they're actually going to get those benefits. What does it mean for the 42 million people who rely on the country's biggest food assistance program? Honestly, TBD at this point, at least on some of the details. The White House is directing our team to the Office of Management and Budget. We haven't heard back from them yet for a comment. We're going to be watching that over the course of the next hour.
Now wait, now you know those people aggravated. We're gonna talk about it. Now I'm gonna have to say shout out to the EBT workers, the people that's in the government, because they were saying that the partial benefits that he said he was gonna pay out was gonna take time because they had to go in the system, recalculate. They had to do manual work because these systems are not new and up to date. And now all of a sudden, today years old, we change and we're giving out all the benefits. This is just so crazy. This is just like an how can I say, a Ovid 2.0, where every day the policies are changing. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. I feel sorry for them, but I'm glad that they are supposed to release them today. Let's
From
go.
the judge comes as pressure is cranking up on Congress to end what is now the longest government shutdown in American history. Right now, we are just hours away from seeing a cutback in flights at 40 big airports across the country: New York, Chicago, Atlanta, and more. United's already canceling nearly 200 flights tomorrow, Delta 170. And this is just the beginning, because these cuts could escalate to something like 4,000 flights daily sometime next week.
Ridiculous.
Meaning things make it a whole lot worse for a lot more travelers. Listen.
We cannot have these cuts. This is very important. Travel's important. TSA's not getting paid. The air traffic controllers are not getting paid. Think about the safety of passengers and the safety of staff.
These guys need to wrap it up and come to some conclusion, both in the Senate and the House.
So,
bring in Melvin Oda now, who's
so
live
wait,
for us.
I just want to highlight here. Do y'all see how important the government federal funding is? Is anybody realizing just as important as the SNAP benefits is, the whatever subsidies that the airports are getting, these big companies are getting, it's important to them. This is why we have flights that's backed up, that cancel. We don't have enough workers. People said that they were going through TSA and literally not getting their bags checked properly. Okay? This is a little bit ridiculous, but the blessing that is in this is allegedly that people are going to be getting their SNAP benefits. And like I said, I want to say shout out to you guys for not letting the Trump administration incite you and keep up the division within us. I think a lot of people came together and did what they were supposed to do. Giving out food. Shout out to the people who watched yesterday. Wednesday when we were out in Atlanta giving out food. It was just so amazing. Again, you're here with Miss Grace on a Friday. We're doing a weekly wrap up. Okay, so we're going to call this the Levi Report on Friday. Let's get to this. Topic number 2. In the last 7 hours, Mr. Man has did something again. He has violated international laws. Let's get to it. Trump has again struck another boat in the Caribbean, allegedly saying that it is the Venezuela boat. Okay, I don't know how he's identifying this, but we do need to keep our eye on it. Okay, let me get to this article real quick. Blessings to you guys. I have brought my little stand so I could get things together so I won't be all in y'all face like this. But basically, the defense secretary said late Thursday, this was yesterday, that the U.S. military took out another alleged drug trafficking boat in the Caribbean, unaliving 3 narco terrorists with no proof. Guys, okay, I ain't gonna dig into this story a lot because this is Good News Friday, but we still need to know what's going on here because this just happened a couple of hours ago, and he's still over there set tripping. The Caribbean seas, the open sea, does not belong to America, and there are international rules, and this guy is not following it. Y'all get in a comment and let me know what y'all think about the relationship between China, Russia, and America, because I'm confused. And Venezuela. Like, I'm totally confused about what's going on. They're always having these talks. And then you have Trump basically talking to China and the Asian countries about minerals and things like that. And then on the backhand side, he's striking boats that he's identifying as Venezuela boats. And now you have China coming in like, yeah, we're going to help you. And Russia. China and Russia. No cap. So I'm a little confused at how this works. Like, I know I went through this last year on the South Side where my enemy, your enemy, we friends no matter what. But this is kind of too big for that type of play. But as we know, another boat was struck. As we have said before, vessel strikes on narco terrorists will continue until their poison of America stops. Y'all know I'm being dramatic, right? Y'all know I'm being dramatic, right? Because no one can come into your house unless you let them come into your house, especially since we have border. So I'm thinking, maybe we should use the Border Patrol to actually protect the borders. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they should be out there, looking for people coming into our direct borders and coming up with a comprehensive way to get them not to. Instead of being inside the country, running down on American citizens, as we proved yesterday, and shooting them. I'm just a little confused. I'm just trying to figure this out, guys. Y'all let me know. Y'all. Shout out to Highly Favorite. Blessings. Don't feel bad. Sup? This is Ink Game Pro. There are adults who are scared, and we are in a very different time. We are in very different times, yes. Actually, you know what? I agree with that. But I think we were in pretty much like repetitive times because we've been in this situation where America plays this role where we're coming in to help people or being in people's business. Like, this is a repetitive kind of pattern. And then we get caught up in their country go down in kapoots. They have all of these terrorists there that we chasing after terrorists there and terrorists here, but this time it's on crumped. It's on crumped to crumped. Like, it's coming to a head because there's so many going on at the same time. So, yes, we in different, I'm going to say different times. I agree with you. It's just very confusing. So the administrator have provided at least 13 briefings, included a classified one on Wednesday to the Senate. That was led by the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. Okay, the briefing had not tamped down concerns of some of the Democrats, including the Senator Chuck Schumer, which include other Democrat representatives. Basically, they're saying that he's not coming to the Congress and taking the proper channels to, one, get the approval, and to, two, how are you really identifying these votes? And they cannot. They cannot. So I'm not going to dig in that because we're going to get into that on Tuesday, where we're going to do part 2 of Trump war powers. We're going to talk about it from a legal perspective, and we're going to do an update because I'm just kind of confused with what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You got Russia, China, Venezuela, North Korea, pretty quiet, but they're already in the back like this. You see what I'm saying? All right, so let's get to it. So, new U.S. airstrike on alleged drug boats in Caribbean kills 3 um, brings the campaign of death to a total of 70. Yeah. Y'all remember the first time we did this live and I had people in the audience like, we're at war with Venezuela? I was like, yeah, baby, I didn't even know my daggone self. Just hidden. Just like we didn't know that they had the Border Patrol in Chicago since October. That's why we just got to keep on paying attention, being diverse. And again, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. Whatever information I'm sharing with you is from a numerous amount of resources from all over the world, and we're just going to talk about it from a human perspective because we still got to be prepared. Especially since we got China and Russia over there doing the war dance. What is that? They over there, they modeling boats. We're talking about China modeling boats. Okay. Okay. So the U.S. force on Tuesday struck another alleged drug traffic boat in the Caribbean, killing 3. Pentagon chief said, okay, so let's see what this says. The United States began carrying out these strikes, but experts say among this extrajudicial killing, even its targets known as traffickers. But hold on. Do y'all remember um, when I did the first live on this? It was another country that said that they had casualties on these boats. I don't know if it was Guam. I'm going to look this up because those 70 people, it has been confirmed that some of them were not drug lords and they were from another country. But we're going to verify that. But Trump is over there calling them narco sub. And right now, they're mad because Trump continued to do this without the proper channels. All right. So this is what I want to say too, because this is Happy Friday. It's Happy Friday. Are we going to get an impeachment? This is what I'm trying to figure out. Are we actually going to get an impeachment? Because they over here playing. It's getting a little bit too dangerous for us to keep talking about impeachments at this point. Trump did over 8 unauthorized war initiatives already outside of attacking American people. That will be the day when I wake up and say Trump is in jail. Okay, there's so many like room to move. That's why I'm kind of like skeptical of Democrat Republican thing, because I'm like, I know it's a lot of room for y'all to move. Why not? But maybe because they don't want JD in it. It would be stuck with JD. I don't know. Y'all tell me what it is. Let's get in the comments and have some logical, rational thoughts about this because I'm still trying to figure this out. I'm still trying to figure this out. Okay? So now, as we move on, as we talk about Trump outside war games that we got to keep our eye on, and we're going to go in detail on Tuesday, this China Venezuela thing. You know, I like to break it down, get a little long-winded. But now we're going to talk about his war on Americans because we do know that ICE, allegedly the Border Patrol too, are arresting U.S. citizens and they are very, very harsh towards us. I know some of you guys like it. Go ice, icing, icy, ice. Yeah, this is what I get in my comments all week. I'll be like, Lord, just pray for them. Just pray for them. Okay? But they're okay with this, but I don't think that the judge is okay with this. So they have a preliminary injunction that is continuing right now to stop these agents from being so harsh to the people. I mean, I really think that they should not. So we got another win, y'all. Okay? Even though I don't know if Trump is going to listen, because you don't even go hard head, but we do got another win. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Quote, difficult to conceive how an injunction was issued today requiring the government to comply with the Constitution could possibly be harmful. You might remember he was the judge who had Border Patrol Commander Gregory Baldino take the stand. His deposition played a huge role in today's decision.
Asked about his agent's use of force at the Broadview ICE Processing Center.
I believe that all uses of force that I've seen and all arrests that I've seen have been more than exemplary.
Commander Gregory Baldino stands by his agent's actions. The commander seen here at a different protest in Little Village, deploying tear gas onto a crowd. Many agents using the same thing in Old Irving Park, where kids were gathering to join a Halloween parade. The Trump administration has tried to argue that those uses of force were necessary. Judge Sarah Ellis today saying, quote, I find the defendant's evidence simply not credible. Later adding, quote, describing rapid response networks, neighborhood moms as professional agitators shows just how out of touch agents are.
Wow.
Other evidence presented in court showed a pastor at Broadview being struck by pepper balls while
Right in the
extending
head.
his arms in what he called a posture of prayer.
In response to these prayers, ICE agents opened fire on me.
That's
Without
demonic.
warning, they shot me at least 7 times, including on my face and on my head.
Reverend David Black and others calling this preliminary injunction a win, which says agents are banned from using tear gas, chemical spray, other less lethal weapons, quote, unless such force is necessary to stop the immediate threat of physical harm to another.
Thank you. This didn't make y'all day, y'all. This is all roads leads to court at the end of the day. And once judges put in injunctions and put in these type of laws, they have to follow. And if they don't, then we have room to move forward for lawsuits. Period. Getting these people locked up. Again, we have two federal agents that may be facing some charges, okay, as we cleared up yesterday, but they should definitely, okay? So blessings to this, because Chicago and a lot of other states, been getting hit hard with abuse. They haven't showed any evidence, even in the shootings, that people have been aggressive to them at all. I'm telling you, they cannot convince the judge that MK Ultra going on. That's what I kept saying yesterday. Is MK Ultra? Are we just attacking these people? Do we just not have control as American citizens? No. Again, too, the tear gas situation. They said in the city of Chicago, they haven't implemented tear gas in over 20 years in that area. They haven't even used these things, which is not warranted. Now, hit the pastor in the head. Now, you see what I'm saying? Oh, God gonna get them to bust the pastor in the head. Did y'all see that?
They must issue 2 separate warnings before using force that people can reasonably hear, among other things. The government has responded in part saying this injunction is an extreme act by an activist judge that risks the lives and livelihoods of law enforcement officers. We shall appeal. This case, far from over, Judge Ellis today mentioning Bovino, quote, admitted that he lied that a rock hit him.
Oh, my God. So is he not fired yet? No, guys. He just admitted he lied. Is he not fired yet?
Sooner or later, if you're a liar, your lies will catch up.
Thank you.
Now, it's not clear if anything will come out of that omission. We do know that plaintiffs will follow up in court on any violations about the judge's rules, which last at least until this case.
All right, y'all. So we got another win. Y'all been trying to get a win, highly favored. We getting some wins today. Come on. We ain't going to drag out and all the bad stuff. Because you're like, can we get a win? Yes, we got another one, too. Now, Maryland is currently suing Trump administration. All roads leads to court. This is what I'm hearing on a Good Friday. It's not Good Friday. This is our Good Friday. Let's get to what's going on as Maryland prepares or file a lawsuit against Trump because of the location, I believe, of their federal building. Let's see. They're over here. They're not playing no more. Nobody's playing with Trump. Wait a minute. Okay. Give me 1 second. It's a commercial. I thought it was an article, so I wanted to show y'all the article. Thank you for being here, guys. Yes, you had the punch button like, listen, one for the little guy. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. Let's play this real quick. Where the value man over there trying to drive us crazy.
Trump administration to court over the FBI's future home. Attorney General Anthony Brown announced the lawsuit today after the administration reversed course over plans to move the Bureau's headquarters to Greenbelt and instead stay in downtown D.C. News 4's Darcy Spencer joins us live tonight with more on this brewing legal battle. Darcy?
Well, yeah, the message here from Prince George's County as well as the state of Maryland is this fight is not over. They say they won that battle to bring the FBI headquarters here to Prince George's County to Greenbelt, fair and square. And now that fight is moving on to federal court.
Go ahead, Prince George. Y'all, I'm so proud of Prince George. You know why? Because I got property up there. That's one of the places I got land up there. I thought they was a little Confederate. I was like, well, it was a hard time to get some land up there. Hey, I had to act like I was a white girl and everything. I said, I am the representative of this business. But with that goes to say, shout out to Prince George for standing up for your rights. I said, no, you ain't coming up in here with that shit.
Going on for a very long
This Maryland,
time.
y'all.
16 years, in fact. But in 2023, the federal government, under the Biden administration, selected the Greenbelt site by the Greenbelt Metro Station for a new 61-acre campus. Now, it was determined to be the best site. It was going to bring thousands of jobs as well as economic development. But President Trump put the brakes on that, instead saying the FBI would move to the Ronald Reagan building in downtown D.C. And officials here say that makes no sense. Maryland's Attorney General said that action is illegal, and he's moving to block the administration from diverting more than $1 billion meant for the Greenbelt project.
Oh, they won it.
Site. Here's what the governor as well as the Attorney General had to say late this afternoon.
It's okay. Y'all don't need to have them down there. It's a win for y'all. I didn't even know they had that big old facility in Maryland. They are a little Confederate. I knew it was Confederate. Well, you have to pretend that you're Caucasian to own property in a place. You definitely know that. But what this goes to say, they're trying not to move this big facility to Washington. I thought that they were stopping the move, period, in Maryland, because they should. But you know what it is. Y'all, definitely pay attention to vibes. I knew Prince George was like this. But I like the land.
We won the project fairly, and we will not let this administration steal jobs and opportunities from Prince George's County and Maryland.
But if there's one thing that we know about this president, is that he seemingly does not give a damn about public service. And that's why this debate about the FBI building is so...
I wonder why they want it there.
Now, another reason they say they're making this fight is that the state as well as the county have already invested $300 million in this project, thinking that the FBI headquarters was going to come here to Greenbelt. So there is a ripple effect, and they believe that this project was coming. Those investments were made, and so now basically the rug being pulled out from under them. So this is going to federal court. We did reach out to the Trump administration. All
right, so we did. Trump is over there battling with Maryland now. I just thought that Maryland didn't want them in there to move to another area within the state. But I'm trying to figure out what is close to there that they have such a big facility. Now, let's get to this. Let's get to the wins from Tuesday. I gotta be on my Norbit because Tuesday was very mundane, and I was just like, yo, it feel a little weird. It was peaceful, but it was a blessing. Okay, so Tuesday have done numbers for the Democrats. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican, but I do think if we're gonna have a two-head system, it should need to be balanced. And I do pray that both of them stop playing games with the people when they get in position of power. Okay, that's all I'm saying. But the election results was amazing for people to gain some more foot over this titanical president we have. So Virginia is Democratic right now. Okay, she won the governor race. New Jersey, Miss Mikey Sherrill. I was like, Mikey, look at her. She won. Like, I don't know these candidates for what they do directly, but I do think that you guys should know what they stand for, what they're pushing in their past. Just keeping it real. I am not a Democrat, Republican, but right now we need some damn balance. Okay? And then in New York, shout out to New York. Now, what is his name? It says Mandani, is his name? Mr. Mandani was the winner over Cuomo. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, that family right there, that he had deep connection. I'm talking about Cuomo. So y'all lucky, because there's a reason why he didn't run the last election, because some stuff was coming out. And he just didn't come out about him being a little bit of like, aggressive toward women or something like that. Guys, let me know. Everybody forgot about that. Nobody brought that up. But thank God y'all ain't vote for him. Now, they saying Mandani is whatever. At this point, we just going to have to watch and see what happened. But I will say, because of that particular election result, they're preparing for Trump to come to New York and cause all types of hell. Okay, so New York quietly prepares for Donald Trump takeover of the country's largest city. They know he's about to send them here because he already has ICE in New York, and they was kicking up, y'all. I was surprised. Shout out to New York. All right, a wide range in New York. Civil leaders have for weeks been meeting behind the scene to plan for the possible Trump Senate and the National Guard or any other federal agents into the New York City, according to multiple top elected officials. Okay, alarmed at what Trump may do in response to Mandami. Y'all know I gotta be a little drama fella. Come on, y'all. Come on. Mandami election as the New York mayor. Okay, so basically, the governor now is getting ready for a virtual war. She said that they have created a virtual war room and conveyed a series of conversation with law enforcement, business officials, activist group to stop or at least mitigate any federal insurrection. Ooh. They coming together. See, that's smart. Didn't you see? I like the last part. And the people and the activists, not just the governor, not the everybody. This is how we won. See, they took that from Jersey. They took that from Newark. I would just say that. That's how we got rid of most of the gangs in Newark. Well, hold on. We still got some. But that's how we got control over the gangs from taking over Newark. It was the community. It was law enforcement. It was funding, and we all worked together to make sure that we were on the same page. So shout out to New York because they're doing this a little bit different. And also shout out to, I'm gonna have to say that, Sada Shakur. Okay, let me just take y'all back because as an activist, one of her main, how can I say, fundamental blocks of the movement was community. Without community, without having a genuine love for people around you, you can't have a successful coalition, period. People are going to turn on each other. People are going to try to be on top. People are not going to respect positions. It's just going to get terrible. So just remember, whatever movement that y'all make, community is the key. So shout out to New York because they like, well, we're bringing the activists up in here, other leaders, because we about to get ready for Trump. The goal is to prevent. And if we can't prevent, then hopefully we can delay the damage that Trump brings in by Homeland Security, emergency services, and other people acting in dictator-like positions. Ooh, that was a shock. And if something else happens, we have to manage it. All of these scenarios have real plans behind them. And they kind of did exactly what Chicago did. But Chicago, they ain't say nothing about the people coming in. So this plan, the extent of the plan in the coalition building, y'all know I like that word. You know they try to ban it. Hit the like button. We a little free. We can say coalition. The extent of the plan and coalition building, which has not previously been reported, is meant to deny Trump at any pretext of dispatch of the National Guard or active duty troops to the city. So right now, after that win, we have the governor of New York like, yo, we got your back. Buck this. We getting ready. Everybody, coalitions, each borough, let's get together. That's what you're supposed to do. Just because y'all this is what killed me too. I'm gonna be honest. You're in the same state, but each city be like, it's different. This is not that state. This is how I run my city. And they would share the fair all y'all week. That's why I was confused. Because that's what we do in healthcare. Like, we literally go to different specialists in different states or areas or counties and be like, what you do over there? How that work? And then we go, all right, we about to try that. That's what I was always on. But I think that's what communities need to do now and stop separating themselves. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm from, I'm going to have to talk about the South Side. We have some people like, yeah, I'm from here. Because it's 17 little boroughs or places, you know what I'm talking about, highly favored. How they separate themselves. They like, I'm from Harvey. I'm from Dalton. Ain't got nothing to do with that. Y'all 5 minutes apart. Yes, you do. Y'all both in motherfucking poverty. If y'all don't know the names of these places, I'm just giving y'all an example. So that means that we got to do a little better as a community. So New York is getting ready. Shout out to New York. Again, so we got the Democrats kind of getting a foot on, how can I say, legally having leverage. Even though Trump is not respecting separation of power. but we'll keep it moving. California votes approve proportion, so they proportion 50 redistricting ballots. Now I remember they were Democrats was complaining about the redistricting in certain areas or states because it would eliminate seats for them, but obviously this benefited them in California. So now this measure extended favor to Democrats, and it could help them flip 5 GOP head U.S. House seats in 2026 midterms. So this opened up more room for more leverage. Now I want leverage. And I want balance, okay, guys? We ain't gonna go all Democrat, we ain't going all Republican. You gotta watch these people's behavior throughout all of this. Who is saying what, who is doing what, because that's how we have to choose leaders. I think Democrat and Republican is just supposed to be leadership styles, maybe, like way they approach the system, but it should not be a gang mentality. That's what I was thinking, but maybe, am I wrong? What do Democrat and Republican actually mean? Isn't it supposed to be a way that you approach governance, right? Right? Or is it just to argue with each other? Y'all let me know. Okay, so anyway, Mississippi Democrats appears to break the Republican supermajority in the state senate after winning 2 withdrawal districts. Let's go. All right. Georgia and Pennsylvania Democrat picks up wins in statewide utility regulatory contest. Okay, cool. All right, so maybe we'll get some help with our electric bill. Retain state Supreme Court judgeship in Pennsylvania. So Democrats are holding down. Sorry, y'all. My seat, this is going back. It is. They holding it down, and it's a fight. But remember, please understand that it has to be a balance. So right now, what happened? The fan? There's no fan on. It is. I see it. I got the text through. What sound? You hear something? It's me. Y'all let me know if y'all hear something in the back. Y'all let me know. Because it's like really quiet in my background. I'm in the kitchen, cooking and y'all let me know. All right, cool. Because I turned the fan off. All right, back to the broadcast. Thank you for telling me. If y'all do hear something in the background, let me know. Now, basically what has happened has allowed growing political pressure on Trump, okay? He's losing in key areas, and that's what we need to do. Focusing on accountability now, okay? And that's what, if you have people who you voted for, you need to make sure that they're doing things to make sure that not only that is Trump and the Republicans accountable, but what they're doing, they're accountable too, and they're coming up with realistic plans that include you, that include the community, not them just doing something for you. Okay, now let's move on. We're getting to the end of this because this is all happy days. We just all happy Fridays. Peter Griffin, not everyone support gangs or the music that supports it. Are you generalizing? You talking about somebody over there acting up? You say y'all love gangs, don't y'all? I think Peter Griffin, all of y'all gangs, Republican, Democrats, gangs, police are gang. Yeah, if you have a mentality, this is what the description of a gang is: a group of people who believe in an ideology, I think to the point of being spiritually blinded, will go with the status quo, destroy things around them just to keep their ideology up. That's some of what gang mentality means to me. And gangs started from, shut up, the military is a gang, it's a group, but we want to make sure that gang of people actually have good intentions, and then they can actually use negative and positive feedback, meaning not only agreeing with each other and using critical thinking. Gang mentality and gangs are all over. That's why I ain't part of none. That's why I wrote Dolo. That's why I'm a separatist. Okay? Yeah, I'm just saying. And actually, America is the capital of gang mentality. You know why? I'm going to say this. Every person, a lot of people, let me say, young people who come from other countries and they get deported back to their country, you know how weird it is to me that they always go back and start some type of gang? They go back. They learn to be criminals here, and then they go back and start a gang. Like, A lot of these countries did not have the gang mentality till America came, but I'm gonna just shut up. But you know what I'm saying? This the generalizing. Now let's get to the end of this broadcast. Thank you for being here and actually just participating. I appreciate y'all. Y'all know I'm gonna throw some jabs at y'all. But look at this, y'all. Now this is what we got going. I meant to show y'all this. Look what just remember I said that China was over there showboating like they ass having a fashion show. This the boat. This China boat. Just to show y'all. This is what they doing in the open sea. Trump and all of these ones was wearing dresses out there with these boats, riding around, strutting their war powers. Okay? This is China's latest aircraft carrier into fleet as noble competition with the U.S. heat up. And in the week before, they were saying, they ain't got nothing. They ain't got nothing. Look, let's get to this, too. We're going to get to this real quick. You know Trump's still trying to fight? You know we got a felon in the White House. Excuse me, y'all. You know we got a felon in the White House? Trump asked, excuse my language. Trump is still trying to fight, and we're going to close off with this, and we're going to talk about the housing market just a little bit real quick, because I want y'all guys to be prepared. You know, I like real estate. Trump crazy is still trying to fight this hush money thing. Like, he ain't pay this girl. Like, that lawyer didn't go to jail because of him.
Federal appeals court says President Donald Trump should be allowed to fight his hush money conviction again. Judges sent the case back to a district court to determine if Trump meets the threshold to be heard another time in light of the Supreme Court's immunity decision last year. The president's been appealing
Reality found. Thank you for finding us.
On 34 counts of falsifying business records.
Wait. This is not just the Stormy Daniel, because I was talking. This guy said 35 counts of falsifying.
In light of the Supreme Court's immunity decision
Listen
last
to this
year.
again.
And federal appeals court says President Donald Trump should be allowed to fight his hush money conviction again. Judges sent the case back to a district court to determine if Trump meets the threshold to be heard another time in light of the Supreme Court's immunity decision last year. The president's been appealing his 2024 conviction on 34 counts of falsifying business records.
Why? And then Trump is going to come back and say, y'all going to pay for my court fees. Y'all going to pay for my... This, you know he be set tripping like that. Welcome, Reality Found. Please hit the like button. Join our family. We here 3 days a week. We do deep dives throughout the weekend. I think Thursday and Fridays we do wrap-ups, depending on what day I'm available. I want to say thank you for people being here today with me as I work to get myself back in the algorithm. Okay, guys, check out my posts this week. I've been a good girl, okay? I've been GameStop, talked about still. Y'all ain't even know it. And I just been so blessed. I've been here just fighting the algorithm. So please hit the like button. Let's close off with this. I do want to talk about this, the housing market. You guys, please, while we're prepared, I don't know why I want to talk about this because it's been happening for a while anyway, but maybe something going on. I do believe that the housing market may implode in a way, possibly correcting itself or go a little bit below the original value because of what's going on. If you guys are in the housing market, please look at what is going on with the interest rates, because they have lowered them for banks, but not for us. And that does something with the way the banks move and the inflation rate. Okay, guys, so it may go down. Now, I'm saying that because we still have people trying to buy houses. You want to buy a house today, $325,000, and get that mortgage, and then value may go down. I need you guys just to be aware of this. That is something still going on in the housing market that we have to pay attention to. Each state had a growth of at least 15 to 20% of inflation for housing and rent. So again, not only just the food that we have to be frugal with and mindful, we have to be frugal and mindful with our living conditions. There are a few things that hit the housing market related to immigration, related to us not having the backup to continue to make more homes, and the demand going up because we had an influx of immigrants, migrants, and we always had homelessness. So with that goes to say, I just want you guys to be prepared for something. I don't know what it is. I'm praying that if it does anything, that it corrects itself and it doesn't go below value for a couple of months. So I'll be talking about that next week on my security energy page. I'm going to kind of get back into that because I am into finance, assets, control and things like that. So we'll talk about that. I just wanted to just drop that on y'all. I don't know why that's on my soul. You know what we like to my mind. You know what we into. We into God's money and securing assets. You guys should be too. Don't be comfortable with just being renters. Don't be comfortable just going in the regular way of buying homes, because again, I do support us being regular buyers and going the banking way, but you got to be creative, y'all, because the market is fluctuating a little bit too much, okay? So I'll close off with a little infomercial. If you guys would like to attend a free foreclosure seminar that I host every month live, y'all can do so. I'll leave the information at the bottom. I teach you all of the ways to enter the foreclosure market, the benefits, the pros, the cons, and then I lead y'all down to my seminars where I teach y'all how to do your due diligence. Okay, so with that goes to say, look out for that. I want to say thank you for being with us today on Friday. This was our official first Grace Levi Report. We in the building, yes. So on Fridays or Thursday, we'll be doing the Grace Levi Report. We'll be summing up topics. But again, on Tuesday, we're going to get in and see what's going on with Venezuela, Russia, America, and we got to talk about Africa. Because y'all don't realize, or do you? I'm not going to say you don't realize. Do you realize that China and Russia really support African countries? And where's Trump talking about going into? All of this just a little weird. With that goes to say, hit the like button. I love you guys. Peace and blessings. Have a great weekend. And thank you for holding out and being strong. Because we don't need to act like a fool, because he wants to incite us. All roads leads to court. Baby, enjoy the rest of your day.